Great Depression. International economic crisis following the First World War began with collapse of American stock market in 1929. New Deal. President Roosevelt Franklin, persecutor of the modern warfare state. Programs to combat economic depression enacted a number of social insurance measures and used government spending to stimulate the economy. Gestapo, secret police in Nazi Germany, known for brutal tactics. Lázaro Cárdenas, president of Mexico. He brought major changes to Mexican life by distributing millions of acres of land to the peasants. 5-year plans. Stalin's plans to hasten industrialization of USSR, constructed massive factories in metallurgy, mining, and electric power. Popular Front, combination of socialist and communist political parties in France, won election in 1936. Totalitarian state, a new kind of government in the 20th century that exercised massive direct control over virtually all of the activities of its subjects. Appeasement, policy of Neville Chamberlain, British Prime Minister who hoped to preserve peace in the face of German aggression. Juan D. Perón, military leader in Argentina who became dominant political figure after a military coup in 1943, used position of Minister to Labor to appeal to work groups and the poor. Socialist realism, attempt within the USSR to relate formal culture to the massive in order to avoid the adoption of Western European cultural forms. Stalin's collectivization on 5-year plans. What were the results? How did it affect people? The success. The 5-year plans brought all industry under state control. All industry was nationalized and factories were required to meet output quotas determined by the state. Numerous dams, roads, railways, and canals built under government control. Failure. Stalin transformed Soviet agriculture by introducing a system of collectivization. Agriculture production was damaged. In 1932, grain production was low, resulted in widespread famine. Peasants were forced to work in field, prisoners demanding labor quotas, wealthy farm-owning class destroyed. A lot of people starved. Principles of Wilson's 14 points. No more secret agreements between countries. Diplomacy shall be open to the world. International seas free to navigate. Free trade between countries. Worldwide reduction in weapons/army. A League of Nations will be formed. Colonial claims over lands and regions will be fair. Self-determination emphasized. Russia gets to govern how they want. Poland could be independent. Austria-Hungary could stay independent. Results of Treaty of Versailles. Restrictions on the German military, which everyone later ignored. Compensation to be paid out by Germany. Loss of German territory. Central Powers lost colonies. League of Nations. World War II. Successor of the League of Nations. The UN replaced the League of Nations after the end of World War II on April 20, 1946, and inherited a number of agencies and organizations founded by the League. Social changes and ideology of Nazis. Militarism, authoritarianism, racialism, totalitarianism, expansionism, nationalism. A third way. Nazism considered themselves a third way, an alternative to both democracy and socialism. After World War I, people rejected existing political and economic systems.